Hello and welcome to Glendale Today. I'm Councilmember Ian Hugh and I represent the residents of the Cactus District located in the southeast portion of Glendale. Today I have a special program for you. We're going to talk about Lowell Rogers.
The League of Decency requested that I wear these. And if you've never seen me direct before, you'll know why.
He came here from the Midwest and was an educator in music for many years in the city of Glendale and formed the first community band for the city of Glendale. With me as a guest I have Curtis Rogers, his son, Jay Maines, also known as Juan Oscar, Gordon Williford. All my guests today have a deep connection with Lowell Rogers, have played with him, grew up playing music and understanding Lowell. Let's start with Lowell coming to Glendale. He was as a child growing up, he always told me he was a prodigy drummer. Is that true, Curtis?
I've been told that.
Told you the same thing?
Oh, yeah.
You tell us you're a prodigy trombone player, so we never know.
That's true. Well, Lowell told me I was a prodigy trombone player.
He told a lot of people it was like a stamp. So everyone that graduated from his class he was just prodigy.
Yeah,
Next one, prodigy.
I started with your dad in 5th grade playing in his band. Enjoyed it, played in the district band that he had formed, and we traveled the state and played as a Glendale Wildcat. We played in Prescott for the Pioneers Home. We played for Fort Whipple, which was a veterans home.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Yeah, Legend City
too.
with Hubcap and the Wheels. I think we opened for Hubcap.
Oh, really?
Curtis, did you play for your dad?
Just a few times, only in the one district band. I was pretty much in the audience and somewhat too young to be in the bands. And also I was playing in my own bands back then too. But I was under his direction maybe 2 or 3 times. That's all I've ever played under his
and as a
direction.
Student?
Yeah.
How did it go?
Oh,
You can
wonderful. Legendary.
Well, the
shoe.
first 50 years of your life, you remember.
The shoe story. Yes.
There was, the shoe story. I was playing some beat, and Dad goes, "All right, play that beat again." And I'm like, "What beat? I just played 4 beats. That one beat again. I just played. What beat do you want?" Next thing you know, I looked down, and then something hit the drums, and he threw a shoe at me. And I'm like, "What? Who throws a shoe?"
That's not the only time he's done that, though.
And he's thrown the shoes many times.
We came up short of bass drum mallet at a concert one, and he threw one back for the guy to use it.
To
actually hit a bass drum. Yeah.
That was very interesting. I got to hear that when we got home too. So I usually got it twice.
Gordon, you studied with Lowell in grade school and then got to play in the summer band.
Yeah, I was in the district honor band with him. And then for an 8th grade graduation present, he allowed me to play with the community band. You had to have a relative in the band or be over 18. And he gave myself and another member of my band a graduation present, let us play on the final concert, which we signed the mailing list and got invited back the next year by mistake, supposedly. He always found a way. That's where we actually met. I was terrified by Councilmember Hugh back then.
Yeah, I wasn't Councilmember Hugh back then.
No,
I remember when you first came. I saw you standing there. I thought you'd just gotten out of high school.
I was a big kid.
Yeah, and yeah, I didn't want to say it. And I thought Lowell brought you, to join an adult band because you just got out, out of high school, which was a requirement. I still remember when I met you. I said, "Come over, sit next to me, kid."
Yeah, you told me to count all your measures rest too. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know why I did. Because I don't count. You had to learn a lot in that band.
Oh yeah.
Quick.
Well, the nice part about that band, he was real big on not over-rehearsing, if rehearsing at all. There were a lot of times he would just pop a brand new song in concert night. One time he did an entire concert that way, if you remember.
And we played it.
And it actually was a really good educational experience because that happens in the professional world a lot. You sit down, you play something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And so at a young age, I got an experience that I never thought I would get.
Oh, Lowell was excited, wasn't he? He always said, "We're going to go straight to concert. No rehearsal, straight to concert." And we were there for that. Jay, when I first joined the summer band, I'd coached baseball for a good number of years and decided I had enough. I was going to play in the band. I was excited. Playing a concert, Gordon, you were with me in the trombone section, O'Neill Park. We used to play in the park, and Jay showed up, a professional. And he was setting up a keyboard and a mic, and Lowell would do that. He would have people come and do some different things every so often. So now I'm bragging how I grew up with Jay and what a great player he is. He's going to sing a song. He'll probably sing, real man's anthem like My Way and just, bring us to tears. And man, he got up there and it was, the sun's coming out tomorrow.
It did, didn't it?
And I go, man, it's a little girl song.
Well,
But Jay, Gordon and I, we were there for you. We started cheering after that, saying, do another one, do on the good ship Lollipop. We were cheering
and
for you.
I did it, right? Real quick, when I was in elementary school, I went to Our Lady of Perpetual Help. That was right across the street from Unit 1, and of course, Ian lived right behind me. But I knew who the band director was. I was taking piano lessons, but I knew who the band director was at Unit 1. And so I would kind of sneak around after school. I'd talk to your dad, and that's kind of where we got to know. He knew I went to the Catholic school, and then all through high school I got to know him better. And when I used to do recordings and so forth in college, I used to take it to him and have him, listen to him. And then he was the one that hired me, got me first hired in the Glendale Elementary District. It was a half-time job. That was a good start. And at that same time, he had his retirement party. 2 years later, and he told me I could only stay for half the party. But we always kept in contact to the end, and in fact, Lowell and my dad both love bowler ties, so I wore this in memory of both of them.
Well, listen, if you played for Lowell, you had to have a sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
In grade school, he lectured us on the proper way to tell jokes, the proper way to listen to jokes. And that's because he was going to tell the jokes, so we had to learn how to listen to his jokes. Concerts, he would turn around and face the band, and we were all laughing because he's telling us something different than he just told the audience. It was a blast playing for Lowell. He would do his, all of a sudden you hear a clarinet squeak, then squeak again, he'd get up, point at somebody, throw him out of the band at a concert. Well, if somebody didn't play an instrument just for a joke, and the one guy did it and said, as he was packing up, one of the clarinetists goes, you weren't that bad. He wasn't even playing. He was a principal from the school district.
One time at one of the summer band concerts, he let me do a 5-minute stand-up routine. Remember at the end of the year, the last season, the last day of the concert.
Sure.
And they weren't going good. I mean, the jokes were bombing.
But Lowell was big on charity work.
But
so.
yeah, and he complimented me, said, you had a way of giving the people an impression that I wrote those jokes.
Listen, we could talk for hours about Lowell Rogers and everything he's done for the community. The reason we have an amphitheater today is because the architect was Bob Sexton, the tenor sax player in the summer band who played at O'Neill Park, and he put that amphitheater into the new complex. Listen, we're going to wrap it up. And after the break,
we'll start with a march.
I'm going to bring up the new band director for the Community Summer Band. We're going to have a band playing after this who are all people who have a connection with Lowell Rogers. Thank you.
Hey!